Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Super happy to see so many beautiful faces smiling. This really makes my day. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with you today in the webinar some tips and also some of my experience as an ADHDer myself. So with that, maybe I can start sharing my screen. Geraldine, is that okay? Okay, good. Share screen. Here we go. Okay, can you all see my screen? That's okay? Cool.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on. Okay, just a few webinar reminders, but Geraldine already mentioned them. Please turn on your camera whenever you feel comfortable, of course. Mute unless you have a question. We slot a Q&A session at the end, but feel free to put them on the chat. I can get them on the fly. Okay, so today our agenda, let's start with what is neurodivergence, of course. I don't know where you are coming from, so I said maybe let's set this definition clear to everyone here. Then we can channel through challenges and strengths of raising neurodivergent children. And I will share in the last part how to move from chaos to calm in the parenting journey. It might be really exhausting to have neurodivergent children, but yet we can still have fun and enjoy this lifelong journey. Yeah. Okay. So with that, I move to the next slide. Okay, a little bit about me before we start there. I hand over to you, Geraldine. We do it Q&A, interview style.
So, yes, thank you, Noor. So tell us, who are you, Noor?
Okay, so I am Noor. I'm the founder of the Healthy Brain Coach. I spent more than 15 years old in 50 years of in the corporate world as a senior executive. I went into the finance and then into insurance. And then after that, I just took a leap of faith early this year and started my own entrepreneurial journey. You might question why I did so if I managed to be in the corporate world. Well, I noticed throughout my whole career that mental health and diversity and inclusion and all those buzzwords did not deeply matter in the corporate spheres. I mean, they addressed them, but very superficially. And this topic, I wanted to change it really, at least to the next generation. And still to me, I mean, I can still be back to corporate world. I am a firm believer that every society needs to integrate neurodivergent people. There is no right or wrong way for the brain to function, and this should be just accepted nowadays. I always question everyone around me. Imagine just a world where we won't go back to normal. Who defined this normal, and what about this normal was the problem? Yeah. So yeah, this made my decision to start my own business.
Thank you, Noor. And what is your mission?
My mission is to create a world where every mind thrives. I am myself an ADHDer, as I said, since my early childhood. I spent my whole life really in struggling in setups that were not made for me, neither school, work. I mean, it was really hard. Every single day was a real challenge. It's like basically writing with my left hand while I should write with my right hand. And slowly it took me time to, to define my own world, my own way of working, my own way of doing homework, my own way of going to school. And this is a long, long journey. Yeah.
Thank you. And that's an impactful analogy. And you are the founder of what?
The Healthy Brain Coach. I like to call it the Healthy Brain. We will see later in the webinar why I call it the Healthy Brain. It basically boils down to very basic things about nutrition, sport, how to take care of your brain. People take care of their body, but they don't take care of their brain. And brain basically is really like a Play-Doh. You can do whatever you want, really. You can strengthen it, but you can also let it weaken a bit. And I want to help parents understand how they can help their children wire their brain effectively.
Thank you. And you mentioned brain care. How do you meditate? I think it's one of the ways to take care of your brain.
As a really hyper ADHD, I'm learning with age to calm down. I really, what puts me in the flow is really, let's say, nature walks, painting. I do, also a lot of diving. Whatever there is a silence, basically no humans, just animals and nature, I feel good about.
And who's your superhero hero, Noor?
Okay, let me show you. I don't know who is Ninja fan in this audience. So basically, to those that don't know, so it's a Master Wu, Finjinzu Ninja. It's the Lego Ninja. He's very famous. He's with me through my whole life, basically. He helped me to find wisdom whenever I'm lost or hyper. He can just like looking at him or touching him help me to calm down. This is what my parents back then teach me to have I have an evil toy and I have an angel toy. This one is my angel toy. So yeah, this is Mr. Spinju.
Thank you. What is your go-to journal prompt?
Basically, did I add any rainbow to someone else's life today? This is what I question every day.
Wow. Any comfort book you want to share?
Yes, Chasing Africa, Fear Won't Find Me Here by Lisa Duncan.
Thank you. What is the most used emoji if we interact with you?
The lotus flower, or sometimes like just a leaf flying or a bird flying.
Thank you. And just last question. Can you share with us an important quote for you?
Yes, so the famous one from Napoleon Hill, Napoleon Bonaparte Hill. So basically, it's whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, just to show the power of the mind and our brains.
Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you. Okay, with that, let's delve into the topic. Okay, so here we go. This is the children. I love this picture. This is real life in its own simplicity and chaotic settings, as you can see. So ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, we've all had that moment. For those that are parents, you come back from work, you are exhausted, and here you go, you find real life reality. It's full of drawing on the walls, messy play, jumping, dancing, trampolining. These are children in full energy mode, okay? And whoosh, basically, you just slip down and you become the bad cop mom, bad cop dad, whomever is gonna stop that flow of dynamic life. So welcome to the wild parenting journey. So this is the beauty of childhood, basically. Childhood cannot be expected to be sit still, follow instructions. Children live in the moment. They have only the notion of time by present moment. They don't have future and past. They do not understand that. The brain just don't process that information. Sorry, let me move to the next one. Okay, and so here, basically, what if your child saw, here, felt and experienced life through basically differently than his peers, okay? What if you are sailing on this basically boat of parenthood and your compass basically is not directing to the north as it should be for all the boats, but in multiple directions. This is what happened for parenting neurodivergent children. You don't have a compass, you have multiple compasses. Yeah, it's not something that you cannot compare a neurotypical child with a neurodivergent child. So I am pleased to be your compass today during this webinar and to help you understand how to raise neurodivergent children, to help them thrive, to help them be happy and proud about themselves. Because it's really important for each parent to help raise this inner child in each of your children so that it grow up with them and they become really fulfilled and thriving minds and children. Okay. Sorry. Okay, here we go. I would like to ask you a question, and please feel free to drop on the chat your suggestion. What all these famous people have in common? They have two things in common. I just give you a minute to drop me on the chat whatever you know about these famous people.
You can use the chat, huh?
Yeah, you can use the chat to just drop what is the common points they do have. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Belinda. Okay, Steve. Yes. Two of them, ADHD. Okay. Successful neurodivergent. Yes. Not good at school. Definitely. I mean, school was not adapted to them. This is the difference. Or special. Yes. Imagination. Definitely said to. Brave. Oh, yeah. It takes a leap of brave. I mean, you need to be brave when you are neurodivergent. Inspiring. So most of you find the first common point. So I will share with you the second one in a minute. Yeah, successful icon. Working geniuses. Yes, Julie. Okay, so the first common point, definitely they are all neurodivergent and they made it to the top, which means that neurodivergent people can definitely be successful if they find their way in this society. The second point, okay, failed a lot too. Yes, Daniela. So the second point, okay, this one so far nobody find it. Okay, their parents knew that they were different from a very young age. The parents helped them to find the thing. Could be swimming, could be singing, could be engineering, could be climbing. And I have plenty of other successful neurodivergent in my pocket. And they help them to find their way to unfold their full potential. Yeah. This is really the strength where the parents find and understood that their children were different from a very young age. So Steve Jobs, basically, he never publicly, of course, acknowledged that he was having Asperger's syndrome, basically, and autism. But he clearly demonstrated significant traits of high functioning autism, such as extreme focus, obsession with perfection, and unorthodox way of thinking, really like out of the box, beyond out of the box. He also was diagnosed later with dyslexia in his childhood. He struggled severely at school. He just dropped out from college, we said, yeah. And he always basically argued that mainstream education lacked practical application. As for Bill Gates, he was diagnosed with both dyslexia and ADHD. And he always speak about this openly. And you can read his books in many webinars, in the web, in the World Economic Forum at Davos. He speak about this openly. And this is really a good thing for neurodivergent community. Billie Eilish, I don't know, some of you know her, is a famous singer. She's also diagnosed with the Tourette syndrome, with a lot of tics. So we will delve into the conditions later on. And Michael Phelps, of course, I don't introduce him. He was diagnosed with ADHD in 6th grade. And while he was not really able to sit still in the class, he was able to focus 4 hours, 5 hours in the swimming pool. The pool was for him everything. It held many things in the pool. The pool was for him the refuge, his home, his outlet, a place where his strength and passion just propelled him to greatness. And funny thing about Phelps, his mom bring him with his sisters because he was the youngest one, and he hated the pool in the first few months. But she just keep on trying with him, trying again until everything flipped. Yeah. So really, these people are not exceptions. They once were neurodivergent children, neurodivergent adults, but their parents trusted their potential. Who knows, maybe one day your child or yourself will be as exceptional as these people. I don't call them exceptional. I just call them, they found their way. Okay. So what is neurodivergence? Let's delve into this topic now. We are about to embark on a webinar journey of exploration, empathy, acceptance about the enlightened path of parenting neurodivergent children. I want you to pack your curiosity, your empathy, or your biggest parenting concerns. So we are starting the voyage into the realm or neurodiversity. Excuse me, sometimes English is not my mother tongue. I might like just stop and redo the word. Okay, who knows this picture? Just put me a thumb up in the chat. Quick thumb up. I want to know how many people like know this picture. Who doesn't? Yes, Daniela. I better ask. I don't know. It's like an old picture. Okay, cool. Many knows this picture. I love this picture. It traveled with me through my whole life so far. I always put it back. So it just shows how mainstream education is functioning since ages and have never ever evolved. We might guess who will win this contest or test that the teacher is asking, right? Basically, for the first selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. This is how exams are made. This is how we are being assessed at school in every grade until university. And basically, yeah, it just promote and help to promote only one type of mindset and brains, right? Whomever is not good at writing, whomever is not good at reading, drop out. Whomever is not good at sitting, but you just need to process the information through running or exercising or jumping, drop out. So I think what is really important is this picture depicts is maybe we are missing out on a very normal spectrum of human personalities into a very narrow idea of what is normal. This is what society defined as a normal, and we need to stick to it. But neurodivergent conditions are part of biodiversity and reflect the myriad of human brains and minds. There is no right way to think or to process a brain. Yeah. So as such, neurodiversity can promote creativity, innovation, new ways of thinking, assuming that it's properly acknowledged and integrated in societies. So it becomes really obvious and I think urgent that breaking away from conventional forms of learning and practicing knowledge, especially at schools, nowadays, I mean, education needs to change. Huh? Okay. Let's see the neurodiversity spectrum. How many of you heard the word spectrum in their life? Spectrum. Quick thumb up again in the, sorry, I'm gonna ask you a lot of things today. I need to interact with all of you. Okay, cool. Spectrum, spectrum, spectrum. Okay, so neurodiversity spectrum, it embraces the natural variation in human neurological functioning. As of today, we count 12 learning and thinking differences. Personally, I think we will have more to come. We don't know yet the impact of technology on our brain, all these sensors around us. So yeah, I mean, we need to follow this. So let's quickly delve into some of them. I will not cover all of them just for sake of timing. So autism is one of the most well-known one, is a lifelong developmental condition which typically appears before the age of 3 years old and affects how a person interacts with and makes sense of the world around them. Yeah. ADD is a subtype of ADHD. I will cover ADHD in a minute. Is a neurological condition with symptoms of inattentiveness, distractibility, and poor working memory. It also refers to ADHD. Then my segue to ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder featuring inattention, distractibility, hyperactivity, a lot of impulsivity as well. Depending where you are on this, of course, ADHD, you have mild conditions, you have severe conditions. So everything to be nuanced, please, here. And so basically ADHD, all these conditions affect a number of brain functions. The most important one is executive function and impact also the learning and social interactions as well. Dyscalculia is a specific learning disorder featuring the difficulties with mathematics. It includes the concept, the challenge here for the brain is to understand the numbers, the number facts, mental math, and procedures like multiplication, how you say, division, how you say? Okay, basically.
Right, yeah. Fraction, I don't know.
Fraction?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry, I'm short on the English word here.
Division, it's the same.
Same? Okay, good, thank you. Dysgraphia is a specific learning disorder featuring difficulties with language, but this is regardless of a reading ability. It includes the ability to produce meaningful, structured writing, express ideas clearly, and spell accurately. Dyslexia is one of the famous ones as well, is an unexpected ongoing difficulty with recognizing, decoding, deciphering words, particularly related to reading and spelling. Dyslexia has nothing to do with IQ. Many people confuse both. If you have dyslexia, your IQ is low. It has nothing to do with IQ. You have many people that are dyslexic and have very high IQ. It's just a learning difference again. OCD. OCD is an obsessive compulsive disorder. Usually the individual feels, how to say, compelled to undertake like a ritualistic, time-consuming, excessive rituals in everyday behavior in order to neutralize distressed thoughts. So it might feel like talks, it's not talks, it's like just redundant rituals. Let's say I have to do like 5 times, put my pen on the table before starting a task. Yeah, it's very stressful. OCD people realize they are aware of their condition and they are ashamed of their behavior. Most of the time, they are aware, but they are reluctant to seek any help. As for Tourette syndrome, it's a difference, it's the different one. It's a lifelong neurological condition diagnosed when the person has involuntary tics. Yeah, so this one is involuntary tics and repetitive vocalization. You can do like a onomatopoeia, with your mouth. Tics are rarely harmful for the person, but can include like eye blinking, head and shoulder jerking, yelling, or throat clearing constantly. Okay, so with that, I would like to move.
Should we do the poll, no?
I show the video first and then
Oh, yeah, of course, sorry.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I just would like to share with you a video to see the world through a child eyes. It's really important to put ourselves into the child mind and to understand what helped them thrive and how they live with those conditions. So let's hear from Julia about how it feels to have a lack of focus and what helped her thrive at school. This is a video with the courtesy of understood.org, and it's a very reliable source that I will share with you at the end of the... Can you see my screen?
We can see the slide. No.
Okay, hold on. I just stop and share again. Okay, it's your screen. Here we go. Okay, and here we go. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
My name is Julia. I'm in the 2nd grade, and paying attention is really hard for me. When I have trouble paying attention and go daydreaming, my daydream land's called La La Land. All I know is I'm spacing out, and it's kind of like I can't see anything. It makes me sad because I can't like really learn. I was in La La Land, and they called on me, and I had no idea what was going on, and it was super embarrassing because I had to think of something that I could say to like save me. and everyone was kind of like making fun of me, and they were judging me like differently.
For some students, it can be really hard to pay attention in class. That dog barking outside the window can seem so much more interesting than anything the teacher is saying. I like to describe children with attention issues as having a mind that's a powerful race car, but with bicycle brakes. Some students feel the urge to be in motion constantly. Others want to talk to their friends during class or draw pictures of spaceships instead of listening to what the teacher is saying. That can get you into all kinds of trouble. And it can lead to social isolation too, because your behavior can drive other kids away. We can help children learn to manage the distractions and to channel their energy productively. Your child's teacher can be a big ally. By working together, you can find strategies to help your child stay focused on the task at hand. We'd like to help children build better brakes for their race car minds so that they can start winning more of the races in their lives.
I can still listen while doing something else. And I like doing that because it's like doing two things. One thing's listening and the other thing's kind of doing something. I can doodle while listening, and that's not really the best way that I listen. Another strategy that I use is to I can ask my teacher if I can take like a lap around the school, like walking around. If I like get stuck on my chair, I mean that helps me a lot. And also we have the fidgets that we can play in our hand with our hands. A fidget looks like this, and it's this one's squishy. You can squeeze around and it doesn't really break or pop. It's like a toy, but we use it as a tool. Keeps me from going into La La Land. My parents both have ADHD, and I mean, they went through the stage I did where I didn't know it was wrong, and they helped me get through it, and I love that about them. Well, I love them in general, but still.
Okay, I hope you liked the little video. Let me share again my screen, back to the presentation. Can you all see my screen? Yes, okay, cool. Okay, with that, I want to stop on this quote from Tompi Grandin: "I'm different, not less." Most of the parents know when their child is different. They have this little voice, gut feeling, intuition, whatever you call it. It comes and goes. Remind them that the child is singular. I like to remind parents to not compare their child with other children. Please don't let others, other parents, teachers, doctors, who don't understand sometimes the child struggles, to make you doubt your parenting. You know your child best. Nobody knows your child better than you. So it's really important. Different does not mean less. Let me repeat, different does not mean less. Oh, sorry. Can you interrupt the poll?
Yes.
Okay, with that, I want to ask for a quick audience poll. Do you know what are the key challenges parents are facing with neurodivergent children? Let's drop the poll, Geraldine. Oh, no, this one.
Yes.
Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
We have just this one. No.
Yeah, it's okay, no worries. Yeah, by the way, I just asked just out of curiosity for me to understand what bring you to the webinar today. Is it like you facing this condition or for your child? So a lot of ADHD, okay.
Can you see the results? I'm going to share.
Okay. Intellectual disability, anxiety, and depression.
All right, let's wait maybe for 20 seconds. Can you see the results? No.
No, I just
Yeah,
see the
let me
moving.
All right, I'm going to share them now. All right. Share the results. Can you see them now?
Yeah. Okay, thank you for all of you that answered. So yeah, basically a high quotation on ADHD and ADD, anxiety a lot. Yeah, I didn't cover anxiety and depression in the previous spectrum description, but I'm more than happy to take this like aside. All of them have comorbid conditions. Sometimes you might be ADHD and have depression as well, dyscalculia and have anxiety as well. I mean, all interconnected, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so with that, I move to the next slide. Okay, so challenges. Parenting neurodivergent children come with significant challenges. Financial strain is the biggest one. Often the healthcare and educational need of neurodivergent child are leading to really a significant financial commitment. Depending on the country, on the city where you are, just like some therapies might cover like on a, let's say 10 session packages can be reaching $1,000 I assume like educational needs, specific tuition, specific complementing the school, or also not the mainstream school education, but the other pathways might be coming with a top up in your education school fees. So all in all, top it up for the whole scholarship period of the child, it really can reach a heavy financial burden. Communication, depending on the type of neurodivergence, some children really struggle with verbal and non-verbal communication. Parents are not equipped with that. Most of the parents are just through verbal channel. And it really leads to a lot of frustration and conflict with the child. They are misunderstood, parents are misunderstood, and then it's like just freezing zone, yeah? So it's really important to find the right communication channel. We will cover that later. Emotional stress. Parents of neurodivergent children may endure high level of stress. It can arise from trying to understand healthcare systems, school systems, dealing with the child's own struggle on an everyday basis with just daily tasks, eating, performing routine, dressing up, and even biggest worries about the future, how my child will be independent, how my child will handle himself or herself on her own, how they will have friends, how they will work. So it's really a lot of emotional stress for the parents. Social integration, it can really feel hectic for parents when they see their child struggle to form friendship or being left out due to their differences. Many children that are neurodivergent are not invited to birthday parties, to activities, play dates, whatever. So it can be very hard and also like unfairness, right? For your child not being part of those activities. Establishing routine, this is very, very important. We will cover that later. Accessing resources. It may be difficult to find the proper education and healthcare services and therapies tailor-made for neurodivergent children. The right support can make a significant difference, but accessing to it is the challenge. The best therapists, the best doctors, the best coaches are really like, how to say, very, very busy, and the queue is very long to access to them. But by the time they help you and you embark on the journey with them, then it makes a tremendous change. Educational concerns, of course, as I said, most of these children face challenges in the mainstream education, proper schools. It may include like maintaining focus, sitting still, difficulty with social integration, participating in activities at school, or having just special education needs that are not being met in the setup offered by the school. Understanding neurodivergence, most of the parents do not understand the condition that the child is having. So it's important to take time to understand, to learn on your own how it affects your child's life, what are they enduring, what they don't tell you. And last but not least, dealing with stigma. As of today, I mean, still in all societies, we are dealing with a lot of stigma around this topic. It can be very hurtful and frustrating for us not to be understood. Some might be perceived as rude or very sensitive. We are put aside most of the time. It may come from peers, educators, healthcare providers, family members, also friends. It's not because, here just one point to clarify, it's not because a teacher or assistant teacher are teaching at school, they understand neurodivergent children. No, most of the time they are not up to date on this topic, they are not well trained, they are not equipped with strategies. So they might fall, they will just put aside that child, yeah? Same for doctors, most of the nurses, doctors, they're not up to date on this topic. So do take time to discuss this openly with the setup offered for your child. I like this slide, I just added in between. Positive reframing. It's very important for me, myself, growing as an ADHD, I still have those, let's say the left part, yeah, the red part. People say, yeah, you are so hyper, how you are so impulsive, inattentive, you never stop, you never settle. I hear it also for children, mummies, when they talk about children. Oh, your boy is so crazy. Oh, your girl is uncontrollable, disruptive. You have a problematic child, I think. So these are not nice. I mean, children hear that, it harms their self-esteem, they question, they absorb everything. They're really sponges. And I always invite parents and whomever is around neurodivergent children to do positive reframing. I mean, it's just a common sense, right? A boy is not crazy, he's just expressive. A hyperactive person is just energetic. I have much more energy than someone else. The girl is not inattentive, she's just having multiple interests that keep on attracting her attention everywhere. A problem child? No, it's not a problem child. There is no such a thing. It just, the child is having unique learning style, and we didn't find the unique learning style adapted to him or her. Okay, with that, every big challenges come tremendous strength. I want to point out few strengths of raising neurodivergent children. Unique perspective, definitely. Me as a neurodivergent kid and I mean now adult, but seeing other neurodivergent children, they're out of the box thinkers. They question everything. They can be very inspiring for parents, and they bring refreshing perspective and new way of thinking about everything. Yeah, so please use them as innovators. You can use them as innovators. They never take things as granted. Yeah, they never use user guide. Children, they're always like on the other side. Learning resilience. Many of you are like parents, maybe working in the corporate world, or we all heard about resilience during crisis time, hard time, COVID time. Be resilient, be strong, be resilient, be strong. This is what I call the normal resilience. Parenting neurodivergent children, it's one notch up. It's like it takes grit and perseverance. You need enormous amount of resilience to navigate daily challenges, advocating for your child need in various contexts, school, activities, travel, airport, train, everywhere. So that's why I call it grit and perseverance. Resilience, most of us can handle. Grit, perseverance, this is the next level. Strengthening empathy, definitely those children require a deep empathy. They feel, they have a sensory emotions, they feel differently. It's just they feel differently. They might not show you love the way you expect as a parent, but they hear and feel and show love differently. Advocacy skills, I like to say to all the parents I coach, you are the best advocates. You can become a lawyer tomorrow. They are the best advocates for the children. They help and understand, they navigate through different systems, complex systems, when they cannot, how to say, they need to train to advocate for their children's rights everywhere, every day. Rewards of growth, of course, community building, usually when you are yourself neurodivergent or you have a child with a neurodivergent condition, you might seek help and build community around this topic, because we open up easily, we share, we support each other. This is something very important. deepen the last one, so personal growth and deepening parent-child bond. Parenting neurodivergent children require undivided attention, really undivided attention. It's the next level again. You need to nurture and support your child's unique needs, and which lead to really profound bonding experiences, just because it requires undivided attention. Okay, for data lovers, I just put a figure here. So the world, according to the World Health Organization, it's estimated 15 to 20% of the world population exhibits some types of neurodivergence. As of today, it might look pretty low because many people are not diagnosed properly or misdiagnosed. Out of this number, up to 10% are diagnosed with dyslexia, 5% ADHD, and 1 to 2% autism. Let me highlight a point here. It's very important to understand that neurodivergent people, from childhood until adulthood, often face barriers to accessing proper healthcare, proper therapy, proper education, and to the next level, proper employment. Yeah, many of them are unemployed, despite being sometimes very skilled. So it's important, again, advocacy and initiatives to improve accommodations and understanding to help break down all these barriers of stigma and misunderstanding. Any question at this stage? Sorry, I can take one, maybe. No? I see the child piling up, sorry, like Down syndrome, okay. Just quickly checking the...
Yeah, maybe we can take them at the end.
Yeah, sure, happy to share the slide deck at the end. Very good, okay. Okay, let me put this one quickly. Okay, I would like to invite you for a quick visualization exercise. I would like each one of you to close your eyes. Remember one pleasing souvenir you had from your toddler age. Right now, each one of you will start to remember a large number and amount of life experiences in vivid details. It could be your mommy doing bath time for you or putting you to bed. It could be your grandma baking a cake, asking you to measure ingredients with her. It could be your father reading a book or helping you to do your homework. This is what we call episodic memory. This is a very deep part of our brain where all of us as a child, we build this episodic memory and it stays very deep in our mind, very deep in our brain. And this is what helps us feel safe. This is what helps us feel understood, belonging, having self-esteem, and being proud of ourselves. Because our parents dedicate time, undivided attention to us when we were a child. Okay? So home is where the child learned about life through observation. We observe our parents, grandparents, siblings. We model all our family members in good habits, behaviors, social rules, hygiene, self-care, emotional care, rest, having proper meals. Okay? Home is is the playground, is the life experience for the children. That's why it's really crucial for the parent to understand why it's so important to set the right life environment at home. Okay. So with that, I move to chaos to calm. We will go into the coping strategies and some tips. So I know everyone loves their children to the moon and back. They will do anything for them to see them succeed, thrive, and be happy. But on an everyday basis, every parent is exhausted, giving 428 reminders, complete the same daily task, brush your teeth, eat your meal, do your homework, pack your bag. Yelling, many parents are yelling all day long, especially at night or in the morning, to get them to listen, or walking on a landmine to avoid a constant emotional outburst. So let's see together how to smoothly shift from chaos to calm in the parenting of neurodivergent children. I will just give you quick and easy tools to use to raise them strong, confident, and most importantly, independent. Let me start with the parents again. It's all starts with us, basically. So emotional, all of us, we go through an emotional roller coaster of change. The parents, when they know or they feel that the child is different, most of the time it's a shock, rejection, denial. I do not accept. Most of the parents will tell me this. They tend to project their own expectation of an ideal child and do not accept that the child might grow differently. So it's important to understand that when you have a neurodivergent child, you cannot fix or cure this difference. You can force most of them, they start quick tips, they do, I don't know, like extra therapies, they jump into extra tuition. I see them like all over the place, but the difference is inside you. You will not fix it like that. On top of that, it sets really an inappropriate environment for the child because it leads to frustration and conflict and misunderstanding, overall chaos at home, especially if you have siblings. Many parents tend to compare. If you have a neurotypical child and neurodivergent child, always comparison and competition at the end. And this, it harms the self-esteem of the child, I mean, the neurodivergent child. So it's really important to set the right environment at home to help the neurodivergent child have a proper brain development and self-esteem. So by the time you leave this tipping point, the bottom part with the sad, depression, and worried, this is usually where the parents, they just like give up. I know my child is different. Now I can only go forward. I will not change everything. They face shame, they face anger, they feel guilty. What did I do wrong? It has nothing to do with being wrong during pregnancy for the mommies, for example. By the time you reach that bottom point, I mean, it's a good inflection point because the healthy part will start. You get into acceptance, you take on the topic, you decide to educate yourself, to move ahead because your child needs you through whole life. So you better be equipped to help him throughout his life, right? And you said you are the role model for your children. Remember, children are really sponges. They absorb everything. They're constantly looking at their daddy and their mommy all day long. So whatever you do, think you are in a movie. You need to model. You need to be the best actor there. Okay. So it all starts with awareness, as I said. It's important to get a good understanding of what the child is having as a neurodivergent condition. What are the strengths? What are the challenges? What he's going through? What does he feel on an everyday basis? Please do talk to the pediatrician, to the doctor, psychologist, or coach like myself. Feel free to reach out to me if you need any source of trustworthy information. Nowadays, on social media, I see so many TikTokers being neurodivergent, on Instagram as well. I mean, please, this is a trend. This is something it could be fun, but it's also something serious. Find the right source of information and learn about how, for example, a quality evaluation can save you years of limited progress. The more you deny the step that your child is different or yourself being different, the longer it takes. The faster you understand, you take it on, then you can really find your strength, your weaknesses. Then the idea is really to work on your, for example, for ADHD, to work on your hyper-focused topics, okay? I like this one. It's my little quote, funny quote. So raising neurotypical kids is like a walk in the park. Neurodivergent is like walk in Jurassic Park, just in case. Okay, self-care, very important. Again, I'm talking from the standpoint of parents. Parenting can quickly become chaotic if you top it up with career, social life, travels. You have no more time for yourself, neither for your partner. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Set time for yourself. Could be 30 minutes, could be 1 hour. Do something that nourish you, help you, bring you back to how to say, what you like, and feel, how to say, you feel proud of yourself, and then you can give to your kids, you can give to your partner. Time for the couple. This is something very important. I raise here. When you have a child with special needs, it puts your marriage and family at stake, really at a high risk, constantly being overstressed. The divorce rate, did you know that the divorce rate in families with autistic child reach 80%? This is huge. Yeah, constant disagreement on how to raise a kid leads to 80% of divorce. Couples raising child with ADHD are about twice as likely to divorce by the time a child reaches 8 years old, just to give you some perspective. So set time for yourself and your partner. Just go out alone, forget your role of parents, just find yourself, focus on the partner, on the nest, on the why you are like together and raise a family together. Yeah, it's one of the best gifts parents can give to the children is a happy marriage. Power of community. You are not alone on this journey. Many other parents are channeling through this journey. Some are more advanced, some are still stuck, but feel free to reach out, open up, share you will find emotional support, you can have advice, you can share tips. This is really a tremendous support. Patience. Sorry, I tried to make them very minimalistic. Patience is a lost virtue nowadays. In our modern societies, we surrendered patience. We choose always speed over serenity. We choose between the little now and the big now. Sorry, here you see, okay, this is one of my little fidget, how you call it, yes. It helped me when I'm distressed to focus. So patience is totally eroded in favor of instant gratification. From a child perspective, children only know the present. That's why they are deep focused in the present. They don't know future, they don't know past, they don't have watch, they don't read time. So be patient. When you are taking time with your children, especially neurodivergent, let them learn new things and respond to changes. It will take time, let them take that time. It's not about speeding, it's not a race. Yeah. Give them the time they need. It should not matter how slowly a child is learning or absorbing information or settling down from being hyper or meltdown. Yeah. What matters is really to encourage them to never stop trying.
No, just a quick heads up. It's just 1 minute left.
Yes.
So we can stay on, but I know some people need to jump.
Sure. I can just finish maybe with the ABC of life, and then I'm happy to, whomever have any question, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to set up a dedicated call for this. So ABC of life, fix the basics first is really important. Proper sleep, restorative sleep help the brain of children to grow, memory consolidation, emotional regulation, help to calm down all the behavioral issues and help enhance creativity. Proper food, what I mean proper food, homemade food, regular meal timings, check food sensitivities for the children. I made a point here about supplements. Most of the children I do see, for example, having ADHD, they have a deficiency on iron and magnesium. I still do have them as an adult. Low iron intake can cause trouble in sleeping and lead to poor immunity and basically poor learning, ultimately. For magnesium, it has more negative effect on hyperactivity. Please do check with your healthcare provider, if you can, to see if your child is having any of deficiencies on omega-3, iron, zinc, or magnesium. Exercise is not only for, for physical health, it's also mental health. It's beneficial on many dimensions. Emotional regulation, improve focus and attention. Social skills, it helps to understand social cues better, belong to a team, play, take turns. Sleep and rest, and of course, cognitive function, as the exercise promotes brain plasticity. Okay, I will skip this one, creating routine. Communication. I just maybe finish with communication. Is that okay?
Sure, I'm okay. It's just like some people need to jump out.
Okay.
We can see.
Okay, I finish with communication. I like communication is the radio frequency for each family. Most of the neurodivergent children, when they are in the family, they don't find the radio frequency channel. They struggle because they're not verbal. We are not verbal. Most of the children are not verbal anyway. So it's really important to have to find the right radio frequency channel for each family. Patient and active listening. Listen to them patiently, carefully, don't rush them out. Give clear instructions. Many parents give 10,000 instructions, talk to their children while they are in another room. And the way you turn instructions can be very like request. Can you please go brush your teeth? Children are very smart. If you ask, can you please? Please means I can say no. Then they ignore. So please, no, please, brush your teeth. Clear, very concise, clear, simple instruction. Make it visual. Many children are nonverbal, as I said. So make it visual, make it with a pat, gentle touch. Go do this, go do your homework, and make it, how to say, colorful and kind of a gamified way. Children think in games, children think in experiences. And reinforcing positively. It's a really proven communication strategy. Praise your child for their efforts, affirmation, remind them of their strength. Reward the behavior you want to see them growing with, not the one punishing the unwanted behavior. Okay, quick one on managing big emotions. Just sharing that de-escalating massive children meltdowns require almost a skill set of a trained hostage negotiator, just to let you know. Okay, so children need to be able to regulate. This is a learning process. They cannot regulate by 4, by 5-year-old. They reach this almost by 12, 15-year-old sometimes. So managing big emotion, already model yourself how to say, an idea of being calm. When you are stressed, try to contain your stress. Be calm, show that you handle the situation. Validate emotions. I will share with you the emotional wheel. I mean, angry is one, but you can have a lot of synonyms and a lot of levels of being angry. You can be enraged, inconsolable, hysterical, terrified, or just angry. So take time, you can make it as a game every day to check in where your child is feeling and how you are feeling. Okay, so maybe just to, okay, therapies and interventions. I just wanted to list here that therapies are very beneficial for children that are neurodivergent. You have art, pet therapy, nature therapy, occupational therapy to help with vestibular system, motor skills. So plenty out there. Take time to understand them, take time to ask your doctor. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm also equipped for those and I can reroute you if needed. Yes, and here basically, how can I help you? I just wanted to share a testimonial from one of my clients. It was a mom of an ADHD 8-year-old boy. She was constantly struggling with the constant outbursts, a lot of unpredictable behaviors, high energy. So I just do help her and her little boy to settle down, build resilience, build up a routine, understand his condition. And with that, it was really transformative journey for her. She now is able not to cry every day, but she's just celebrating the child achievements, the child strength, and not focusing only on fixing and curing the challenges that he's having. Okay, so with that, maybe we open up a quick Q&A.
Okay, thank you so much. No, I think, yes, I think we don't have any more questions, but I would strongly encourage you to reach out to Noor to connect and to learn and to share insights as well with Noor. Thank you so much, Noor. It was really insightful.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for the storytelling. Thank you for the technical insights. It was really good. And we learned a lot today, so we really appreciate that.
Very grateful. Thank you all for attending. Thank you, Geraldine.
No, it's my pleasure. Okay. Are we good to close the...
Yes.
Okay, bye guys. Have a good day. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Angie. Bye, Claire. Bye, Hannah. Valerie, see you soon.
Yes, bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.